Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of The Letter. Last time we finished the ship, Isabella and Ashton, fully relationship barred. Sorry, Rebecca, maybe next time. I actually do like Rebecca. I was totally like on the Ashton Isabella train early on, but once you go through Rebecca's route, I was actually kind of feeling Rebecca a bit more, but again, maybe next time, whenever that is. But yeah, there's a little fight. Looks like people are making out, making up. I wish. But it's time to go to the mansion. Also, we have a journal that we couldn't read because we glitched out last time. Where are we? Right here. Aw. After scolding Rebecca for her harsh tone, a concerned Ashton followed after Isabella. He found her alone in the corner of the lounge. Upset, despite agreeing with her, he gently explained why going back wouldn't be a good idea. Thankfully, she eventually acquiesced. What is that word, bro? Stop using that word. But yeah, let's get down to it. Might be a couple spoots this episode. I know we've been a bit spootless recently. I mean, it's nice for me. I don't particularly like getting spooked, but it's about time. Muttering an excuse and flashing Isabella a quick, knowing smile, I beat a hasty exit out of the main lounge and leave them to mend things on their own. Before Isabella can say what she's been mulling over. Before the last imploring glance she directs my way forces me to change my mind. It's another lasting image that firmly etches itself in my memory, one that spurs the conscience, among other things. I just hope I won't regret what I've chosen for myself tonight. You will if you're a Miss Pink fan. Gal Shaw's Monday night crowd, although small and barely occupies a quarter of the whole pub, proves ample enough cover for anyone who wishes to leave the place unnoticed. Just exactly what I need tonight. With the lively music and chatter slipping out mostly unseen becomes a piece of cake. Without much trouble, soon enough I found myself standing outside under the chilly Lutzburn night. A gust of wind picks up shortly after I step out, carrying the telltale smell of an impending rain. I'll give it about an hour or two before it starts. From the looks of it, tonight will be another downpour, maybe even stronger than the one we've had this morning. On instinct, I hunch further into my jacket, hugging its thick material closer to my body while I weave my way through the lines of empty cars in the parking lot. The latter crinkles in my pocket with each step I take, though I pay no mind as I hurry towards my car. Surely, I've nicked it minutes ago from Isabella's belongings on my way out. If this is all connected, I need this damn piece of paper with me. Okay, that's because I actually didn't remember him taking it, so thank you for explaining it to me. However ridiculous it sounds, I'm quite sure it won't be missed either. But I can't waste time here and wait for her to find out, can I? 4 hours is all I'm giving myself to get this done. 3 if I'm inclined to go by the rules Z-Man set, but when have I ever? Regardless of how generous that is, each second's just as important as the next. So I hurry, one footstep over the other, echoing as I make a beeline for my car. But, as with every plan, problems crop up at the last second. It's practically a universal rule. And it does. In the form of a lawn figure waiting for me next to my car. Oh shit, I thought that was Kyoko, bro. It's just Miss Pink. Rebecca turns as I near, the corners of her mouth twitching up in a wry smile. She offers no greeting except for the slight tilt of her head. How is she here, bro? I thought she was making amends with Isabella. Even as my pace slows and I look at her with all the unvoiced questions in my eyes, she remains wordless, merely throwing her head back and shifting her attention up at the starless sky when I come up to stand beside her. Another gust of wind blows as she breathes out a sigh, wary, thick with something close to resignation. The breeze carries all of it away while she hugs her arms closer to herself to keep warm, which raises the question why she's out here. The air is already heavy with the promise of rain, with clouds obscuring the view. There's really nothing to look at but a dark blanket of nothingness. Still, she stands here as if she's intentionally waiting for everything to fall. That, or she's here for some other reason. But before I can voice a single word, express a disapproval of any kind, she raises a halting hand at me, sharply cutting off the rest of my question.
I'm not here to stop you, wherever it is you're planning to go off tonight. I won't be able to anyway. You look like you've already made up your mind.
Go back inside. It's going to rain soon. It'll probably be even heavier than the downpour we had this morning. You wouldn't want to be caught in it.
I will, in a moment. I just want to stay out here a bit for some air, away from the noise inside. Everything's been so chaotic these days. This little break is nice, even if it means standing in the middle of a parking lot, of all places. Getting out of this mess would definitely be better, but hey, you take what you can get, right?
It'll be over soon.
Ooh, close up. The confidence in my own words surprises even me. How do I know? Why am I so sure? When, in truth, what I'm about to do is a last-ditch effort. If this fails, If I don't find anything, we're back to square one. And the last lead I have, after this we have nothing else to go off from. Regardless, it seems to amuse her, and her laughter soon sounds above the murmur of the distant traffic and the light drafts sweeping around us.
How I wish. I'll be content as long as she stops showing up in my mind whenever I close my eyes.
I think that may take some time. The brain doesn't easily forget trauma.
I can try. But, you know, it also did a lot to us.
Tell me about it. The back of my head's still smarting from my fall last night.
Not that kind. I'm talking about us. As people.
Helped you grow as people. I don't even know if that's really true, besides Rebecca, obviously. I think she's grown. I mean, they've all grown somewhat, but Rebecca's surely grown a lot. I don't know about everyone else, though.
I hate to admit it, but this whole deal with the ghost, with the curse,
I didn't mean to
it
slip.
made me realize
I'm sorry.
a variety of things. About myself, about us.
Rebecca trails off. Suddenly a pensive expression spread across her face. I've seen it countless of times before. And every time I see it on her, it's usually followed by a memory, a silly story, or even something embarrassing I've said from childhood. Unlike me, who will much rather forget, she remembers each of them so easily. And after a short bout of silence, when she smiles, I know this is one of those times again.
Do you remember that one time back in secondary?
Which one? We did a lot of dumb things back then. Well, I did, but you get the point.
Mandy.
Mandy.
I thought you still don't like her. Don't tell me you've kept in contact with her. Are you guys friends now or something?
Oh no. We do see each other sometimes. On the way to work or when I go out for lunch, but it's nothing like that. We're not friends. Not in this lifetime. I don't think so. I don't think we'll ever get along, but if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't even be friends. Yeah?
Oh, is Mandy the one that was bullying her and Ashton stuck up for Rebecca? I like vaguely remember that
You
being
stood up for
something.
me that day,
Yep.
and from then on,
Okay.
things have changed.
She makes it sound like I'm some sort of hero. Mandy was in the wrong. Of course I'll defend her. If no one's going to stand up for her, who else will? Chances are, it would have escalated, and who knows, maybe she would have stopped going to school or transferred. Any decent human being with an ounce of sense should know better. I acted because I know what I'm doing is what's right. It's as simple as that. Yet she smiles as if it's worth more than that, a fondness that goes beyond nostalgia. I mean, obviously. I mean, it's just a point of view thing, eh?
I guess what I'm trying to get at is, this time I
Don't do it.
want this to go unsaid.
Don't do it, Rebecca. We already matched the bar. I love you, girl, but I don't know how this is gonna work, bro. Look at the Rebecca bar. It's at an all-time low.
You know, just in case something happens.
Oh.
Ash,
Oh, don't do it to me.
I've always.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love this kind of stuff, dude. Miss Pink, it's not your route. Oh, no. I feel butterflies, dude. Anyways. Good for Rebecca for finally saying it, though. She says it so plainly, holding my gaze, and in a voice too faint that her admission stuns me to silence. Oh my god, I need a drink, bro. Dude, I love that kind of stuff. I'm so giddy now. It just woke me up. I mean, I was awake, but now I'm even more awake. Let's go, Miss Pink. Like the wind has suddenly been knocked out of me in one fell swoop. No words will form, not even a single coherent thought, as the meaning of her words bear down on me. Nevertheless, she continues, desperate to express everything she has kept to herself all these years. This is what the fondness is. Why, for her, it weighs heavier than any feelings of nostalgia can carry.
Since that time in secondary?
Oh my god.
Since I made that promise to never leave?
She's crying, dude. I love crying voice actors, man.
I've always truly loved you.
Afterwards, there's a relief, a weight suddenly being lifted from her shoulders after so long. She closes her eyes and lets out a breath. When she looks back to me, though there's nothing but hope in them, eyes that are searching for an answer. Facing the sincerity behind her words, I find myself grasping, scrambling for the words. Because as much as this pains me to admit, I can't give her the same affection as she's asking from me. I'm sorry, it's not your route. I swear next time. I mean, we'll probably look at what the true route is. I mean, the true route kills Rebecca, though. I don't want to kill Rebecca. I don't know. We'll find out a Rebecca route eventually. Maybe even before the true route. This hurts, though. Hurts my soul. We might have spent so many years alongside each other. Hell, we practically grew up together. But that never automatically means I'll ever hold for her feelings that goes beyond the boundaries of friendship. I do appreciate her presence in my life. I'm more than glad that she has stuck with me even though through the toughest moments. I wonder if he like matched her relationship bar. Then like he'll actually like say that he'll reciprocate those feelings. Obviously you need to taint the Isabella bar, but that's cool, bro. I want to do it. It makes me want to do it. Even when she finds me difficult or aggravating. However, it's really all there is to it. She's a close, important friend to me, but nothing more.
Rebecca,
I draw in a breath, ragged, unsure. Uncertain how and which words to put together, so it will hurt her less, so the wounds they might leave won't be as deep or scar. Though before I can even string two phrases together, she lifts a hand to my mouth and silences me. A smile on her face, kinder than every single one I've seen from her so far. It's nice to see it on her. It suits her more than the glares or the frowns. But at the same time, it only serves to baffle me.
You don't have to answer me.
yeah, but you should. I should.
No, I mean, you don't need to.
Okay, now I'm really confused. One moment you're saying you've been in love with me since secondary, now you're telling me to shut up?
If you want to interpret it like that, alright.
No, really. Some explanation would be nice.
She
Becca.
already knows, bro. She already knows.
Because a lot of things are going on right now, and I'm afraid I can't catch up. Especially with this curveball you just threw.
It means what it means, Ashton. You don't need to answer me. I don't really need to hear it anymore. It's not that I don't want to. Believe me, if I were the same person I was before this whole thing happened to us, I'd be elated, excited even. But like I said, I
Thank you,
also
Lucas.
realized some things, understood myself more. Ash, I did love you.
Change of heart.
Ever since we were kids, all those times you defended me from bullies. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, even after this. But at the end of the day, once you take a closer look at everything, it also turned me into a really selfish person. When you think about it, maybe the Ashton I loved isn't the one standing in front of me right now. Maybe all this time, I'm still clinging on to that aloof kid I met 17 years ago.
Bro, we better get in a relationship with Isabel after this, because if we don't, man, it's starting to feel bad.
I don't even consider that you have a mind of your own. That one day, it won't just be the two of us. That you'll find someone else and it won't be me.
I'm sorry, Becca.
I'm not sure what I'm apologizing for, that I can't return her feelings, or because I'm somehow holding myself responsible for this, even if up until now I have no idea how she felt. Regardless, she continues to smile through all of it.
It's not your fault. Don't say that. I'm the one who should apologize. Since I suddenly sprung this up on you when you have other things to do, I just thought I should let you know, so I can finally let this whole thing go. One question though, are you going to tell her?
Tell what to who?
Come on, bro. I pause, frowning, a brief moment of doubt while I try to figure out what she's talking about all of a sudden. When it finally sinks in, though, my bewilderment hastily gives way to utter embarrassment.
Oh, shit.
Good one, bro. Heat abruptly throws up my face, no matter my efforts to keep it down. In the end, I can only look away from her, afraid of what else she'll see in it.
Did you really think no one would notice?
Was it that obvious?
It was surprisingly easy to tell, but that was probably because I've known you longer than anyone.
Fuck, who else knows?
I don't think Zach knows, to be honest.
I think Zach suspects.
Did he? I don't remember, to be honest.
Shit.
You're embarrassingly lame when you're trying too hard. It's almost painful to watch. Don't worry. With your terrible way of flirting, and knowing her, I'm quite sure Belle has no idea, even now. Not even a clue.
I think she has kind of a clue, to be fair, but yeah.
Harsh, Rebecca. Really harsh. I could use a vote of confidence, you know.
She laughs, loud, the kind that's free of any burden, ringing above the wind, slowly picking up as the storm clouds approach. With it, however, the awkward atmosphere lifts. At last, there's only that camaraderie we've shared since meeting in the classroom 17 years ago.
I'm serious though. Tell her. And if you ever make her cry, I'll hit you with every damn history book I have on my shelf. Clear?
Cleared one.
Noted, ma'am.
Anyway, thanks for hearing me out. I won't keep you long. I know you have things to do. Just promise me you'll be careful, alright?
She doesn't wait for an answer. Instead, she gives me a push, with a force only heavy enough to throw me off balance. Caught unawares by the gesture, for a few moments I fight for purchase against my car's trunk, bracing my hand on its smooth surface. When I look up with a string of reprimands ready at the tip of my tongue, Rebecca's already halfway through the parking lot. New journal. Aww. Ashton left for the mansion at nightfall, but when he got to his car, he found Rebecca waiting for him. Fearing she might not have the chance, Rebecca confessed her feelings. But before he could answer, Rebecca stopped him, admitted that she had been selfish and she was letting him go. She only wanted him to know. There's a small skip in her step while the breeze carries the light tune she's whistling. On a whim, I let its notes be the last thing I commit to memory before slipping inside my car and driving off. It sounds like a new beginning, more than anything. Another reason to be optimistic. Alright. Fun detour. But now it's time for some spooks, maybe? Within 10 minutes, I'm driving out of Luxembourg and heading straight for Ansem Village. In the distance, flashes of lightning light up the horizon, white and sharp against the black curtain of the night. Thunder threatens with a rumble, seconds later, echoing long across the sky. And with one last roar, the skies open in earnest. New day. Oh god, why does the mansion look so cursed? Who knows what's happening in there, bro? The rain falling fast, steady sheets creating a shallow puddle on the dirt path, drenching everything the eyes can reach. Can't read. Despite having grown up in the city, I still despise the rain. Living here doesn't mean I have to like it. Lucky me, I've reached the mansion before the downpour has turned torrential. The long slog from Ansem Village by foot has already been made difficult by the light drizzle and the biting winds buffeting against my body every few seconds. By the time I found cover under the tree lining the vicinity of the mansion, my shoulders are already drenched. My hair's also sticking against my skin and out in every possible direction. Thankfully, the letter, taser, and gun I brought with me has remained relatively dry. That's the most important thing. However, those are the least of my problems at the moment. Sometime after the housewarming party, Scumbag Wright has suddenly grown a brain and tightened the security around the mansion. A guard is now stationed in every possible point of entry. The main entryway, the back door leading to the kitchens. Well, this is also, I think, because he learned Honda's pregnant, right? How it's almost a miracle no one has spotted me once I enter the property, although that's probably because I've kept close to the forest. While I can always create a clever way in for myself under this deluge, it will be difficult to do so without making much noise or leaving tracks.
I don't really have the luxury either, do I?
Considering how off this place feels since I've stepped into the property and the mansion came into view. Every light is off, even with the security personnel on patrol outside the whole house itself. It feels empty, eerie, too quiet. Normally I'll pass it off as some kind of power outage because of the storm. It's not a far off conclusion when this place is almost in the middle of nowhere. However, something just feels wrong.
Something happened here.
Or about to. We've reached the climax. It's the sole reason why I haven't done anything yet. Simply observing, watching, listening for anything. I may be pressed for time, but I'm not a careless idiot. Although I need a way in, desperately so, moving without thinking will not only endanger me. With so many unknown variables and what we're dealing with, I also have to act on the assumption that someone is always in danger, especially in this place. I can't act impetuously. As much as I hate Wright, I'm not about to cause his death because of one thoughtless action. If there's a place he deserves to be at, it's a prison, not a morgue. Oh my god. It's been a while since we heard that. That's horrifying. So when a hoarse, painful sob suddenly rings out, above the loud pitter-patter of the rain, only then do I stir. A woman. Perhaps a servant. It sounds less cursed though, so I don't know. Or worse, Hannah writes. It's coming from the forest? Okay, no, that's cursed. Just right up ahead. In fact, not too far from the house. Regardless, I give the place a quick worried glance before following the noise. Carefully keeping to the shadows, one cautious step after another. Louder and louder it goes as I near. Yeah, no, that's Kayoko. Until it abruptly turns into a loud, desperate, anguished cry. I break into a run. One nervous hand reaching for a gun holster at my hip, the other raised for a balance as I scurry across the dense understory. Dead leaves crunch under my shoes, but I pay no mind. There's only the voice, the woman, and nothing. Abruptly, it all stops, and I am met with a sudden hush. Blank. Empty. Almost deafening in its stillness, even with my labored breathing and pounding heartbeats against my ears. Behind me, another branch breaks and... Kyoto. Stop trolling, bro. Dread surges within me while I spin around and take a hard step back, ignoring the chilly pinpricks crawling at the back of my neck. But before I can even meet her eyes, the world unexpectedly pitches sideways, tilting, and tilting till the ground beneath me finally crumbles. My hands fight for a purchase, only to meet air. By then, it's too late. My foot slips further and the rest of my body follows. Dark spots blur the edges of my vision. Dude, we didn't even get into the mansion, bro. Unlucky. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Soft footfalls echo from the far distance, scurrying, scampering, moving in an odd rhythm with the sharp, piercing notes of her laughter. But more than that, there are the voices, lacing venom inside every crevice in my head. Murmurs that jeer, scoff, and deride. Over. It's because you didn't listen. And over. It's all your fault. And over again. Why won't you believe me? A reminder of what I failed to do and who I failed. What I'm trying to desperately fix. A scream threatens to burst, but my throat closes off. Ever so slowly, a chill seeps into every nerve in my body, washing away every sensation in me apart from one. There is only fear. Once again, her laughter echoes, a sound both bitter and unforgiving. It's the last thing I hear before she reaches for me. The ground trembles. The world slows to a stop. Oh, she ported us to the dungeon, dude. What the? The storm had started in earnest when Ashton arrived in the mansion. While we tried to find a way in, the detective noted the eerie silence that had enveloped the place. Something was wrong inside, but before he could figure it out, the sobs of a woman suddenly echoed. Half darkness greets me when my eyes finally snap open, the soft patter of dripping water somewhere spurring my consciousness further. For a few short moments I remained still, blinking away the dizziness, allowing my vision to adjust to the lack of light, my breathing to even out first, before pushing myself up on one arm and attempting to stand. Turning alone is a struggle. Turning alone is a struggle on its own. An inch of movement sends a stab of sharp pain right up my arms and my back, giving me another pause.
Shit. I hope I didn't break anything. Fuck.
There doesn't seem to be any injury or major fracture, although the whole of my back does feel sore and raw. Probably from when I've skidded down prior to landing myself here. A comforting thought. The second attempt comes easier later, though no less painful. And by the time I'm back on my feet, the exertion has left me gasping in short, shallow breaths and leaning heavily on the wall nearest to me. Behind me, a loud draft blows in from where I've fallen in. Wait, what is... Did I miss something? So did he actually, like, slide into the dungeon? Or what? Oh, the ground trembles. Did she, like, make a hole or something? I don't know, dude. Coming in short, Sharp bursts into what apparently an underground tunnel and brings in the fresh, earthy smell of the rain from the top side. Regardless, it fails to mask the old, musty scent of the place, a mixture of mold, mildew, dust, grease, and something distinctly foul. Like death. More worrisome than the putrid, festering smell, however, are the cells that line both sides of the tunnel. Under the dim light, I can barely make out what's inside some of them, but I already have a few ideas, all of which I refuse to delve into at the moment. Knowing how long this mansion has stood, somehow, no matter how unexpected finding the existence of this place is, it isn't too surprising.
I wonder if Scumbag knows about this.
That's what I want to know too, to be honest. Probably not. Unless he's the kind of person who takes joy in inflicting this kind of suffering on others. I don't really think so. Me either. He's rotten to the core, but not that rotten. He'll probably balk at this, move out at the first opportunity, and have it demolished. Or renovated into something cool. The very idea of what occurred in this place years ago makes me reel. As well, I've known long ago places like this tend to hold secrets. This, though, if this is just the tip of the iceberg, I fear what I may discover in the mansion itself and the tale behind that fucking letter. But the fear's inconsequential. As unpleasant as the sight of this is, this place might also be the only way for me to get inside unnoticed. So yeah, I guess he literally just did fall through a hole. Nice. Lucky. Sighing and taking one last gulp of clean air, I push away from the wall and delve deeper into the passage.
Let's just hope it'll be smooth sailing from here on.
Let's save Marianne. Hopefully she's still alive. It's been like 2 days. It's been a couple days, right? I think it's been like 3 days, bro. How long can you live without water? Maybe she's been drinking the rainwater. It's been a while though. Turns out that alone is too much to ask for this early. Oh, that sounds like Marianne. No, 20 paces into it, another sound abruptly rises above my footfalls, rebounding off the hollow walls and echoing inaudibly across the whole span of the tunnel before fading away just as swiftly as it rained. I pause, nevertheless straining my ears for more of it, while I gradually move my hand to my side, slow and steady until the tips of my fingers brush off the gun's handle. Although cold against my skin, it's the closest things I have to comfort at the moment. For a long minute, I wait, holding my breath, watching every form, edge, and shadow at the corners of my vision for any movement. After a heartbeat and nothing, I allow the tension to ease out of me in the form of a long, slow exhale that reverberates around the whole passage.
Who's there?
It's me. Perhaps it's because of what happened earlier, or how I ended up here, or maybe it's because of my training. But in spite of the panic and fear in that voice, I don't immediately answer. Instead, I pull my gun free from its holster and relentlessly draw closer to where the voice rings out once again. Afraid. Frantic. Weak?
I'm asking you a question. Who's there?
Is that Marianne? It sounds like Hana, kind of. But I don't think it is. It's only after I release the safety do I answer, while continuing my approach in a careful, steady pace.
I think I should be the one asking you that. Who are you? Show yourself.
I can't. I'm stuck in here.
It sounds weird. Is that Marianne? It doesn't have her accent, but it makes sense if it is. Well, a ghost would definitely not be saying that, or have a conversation like this, or be stuck anywhere. And as if to prove her point, she extends a hand from one of the cells ahead and waves. Then she pulls back, grips the iron bars, and rattles it lightly.
I can't get out.
Okay, that
Help.
is Marianne. Never mind. In 5 quick steps, I'm standing in front of the cell, and sure enough, a woman's inside. Slumped on the floor, holding the bars with shaking hands, clinging to it as if it's the only thing keeping her upright. And not just any woman.
You? McLaughlin?
McLaughlin. Good one, bro. The same one I met at G's five days ago. Smashed drunk and babbling her frustrations about her employers. No, not McLaughlin. McCullough. Marianne McCullough, famous interior designer extraordinaire. Not so extraordinary now, with how exhausted and feeble she looks, trapped in a jail cell, of all things. Her breathing shallow, and there's a paleness to her complexion, sunken eyes, cracked lips, dry skin, all signs pointing to starvation and dehydration.
What? How long have you been stuck in here?
3 days? 4? I don't know. I have no idea anymore. I just fell in and that woman... Whatever. Can you get me out of here? Please.
No.
In a
Joking.
moment. But here, go feed yourself first before you fall over.
What, you have a little snack with you? Energy bar. Yane's energy bar. Chocolate cereal. I fish out an energy bar from my pocket and hand it to her. She's lucky I always have one on my person. Smart thinking, dude. Always have a spare energy bar in your pocket for emergencies. For sudden emergencies or extended stakeouts, a little sugar to keep me going. I mean, that also made sense because, you know, he goes on stakeouts. Like any starving person, she wastes no time making a grab for it, unwrapping it straight away and taking in the whole mouthfuls of it. Yeah. Relief washes over her face on the first bite alone, although she's going to need more than that if what she said is true. But for a moment, it's enough to keep her alive. Good thing she seems to have the sense to prioritize survival over comfort, if the puddle on the corner of the cell indicates anything. What, like peeing? What does that mean? Without water, the human body can only survive 3 days. No food, and it'll give an average of 3 weeks. Though even then, it won't be a pretty experience. Granted, some have survived longer than that. She's still fortunate I found her when I did. Now to get her out. My bobby pins won't be of any use here. Not like I need it. Unlike the ones we have at the precinct, a single barrel hinge holds the gates to the cell together. It is a really old lock. Even without any special tools, I'll be able to lift the door and free her. However, with how heavy it seems, I'll need a lever of some sort to help.
What are you looking for?
A lever?
Some wood, a 2x4, I guess, a plank or a pipe. Anything I can use as a lever. Wait here.
The hallway yields nothing but dust, dirt, and a few rusted chains scattered about. While I may find something in one of the open cells, I'm reluctant to check or even step in. We can't have another person trapped in here. However, McCullough ended up inside.
Well, there's no...
My head snaps back to her. McCullough extricates a wooden board from under the mess of hay and twine near her. Without prompting, she slips it through what little space there is between the bars. It's short, but it appears thick and sturdy enough for my intended purposes upon closer inspection.
Good enough.
I hope. Get to work at once, anchoring the other end of the plank at the base of the door and applying ample force on the other end. It takes a bit of effort, no kidding about the heavy part. Still, a grunt, a gasp, a creak. And in a matter of minutes, with a little help from her on the other side, the door eventually lifts off its hinges. It falls on the ground with a loud, ugly metallic thud, but the sound of it puts elation on McCullough's face. Yay, she doesn't even ask for help. As soon as she can, she hastily crawls out of the prison she has accidentally found herself in. More than happy to get out of it, despite lacking the strength to stand firmly on her feet.
Thank you. Thank you so
Prison
much.
break. You know what? Let's just end it here. Kind of a short epi, but kind of chock full of stuff, dude. Got the Rebecca confession, saving Marianne. It's a good day. It's a good day. So I guess next time I don't know if we're going to continue investigating the mansion with Marianne or just try to get her out of there. But either way, I mean, I guess how are you going to get out of there? I know you can go through the wine cellar, but then you're in the house. It's not easy to get out if there's patrolling guards and stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll worry about that when that happens. Good to see Marianne safe. And next time, Tage Team. We got some backup, baby. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Later.